Welcome to another video, guys. In this video we are going to finally do the timing belt service on the Seat Ibiza for the 1.2 TDI. Got the timing belt kit here, eBay special, 50 quid, or I think it was 60 quid actually, I can't actually remember. But it comes with the belt, it comes with the tensioner, it comes with a water pump, it comes with bolts. I mean, well packaged as well. Now that is a bargain. I think it's the manufacturers are Gates. I think the brands are Gates. So you know, it's not too bad. Quite it's like standard really. You get from a Gates timing belt kit in Euro car parks. I think they're like 100 and, or you can probably do the check yourself, the type of registration number in Euro car parks and see how much a timing belt kit is. But I think the last time I seen it was like 130 or 140 quid for exactly the same kit. So there is cheaper ones on eBay as well. You can actually get a kit for like 30-40 quid, but I didn't want to go too cheap, so I just got like the middle price, like 50 quid, 60 quid, or whatever it cost me. But yeah, this video we're going to do that and basically do the full service. So we're going to do the cabin filter as well, we're going to do the oil filter, we're going to do the oil change, we're going to do the fuel filter, we're going to do the air filter, and obviously the water pump, timing belt and the auxiliary belt. What else is there? Did I mention it all? Yeah, and maybe the glow plugs, might do the glow plugs as well, because they're only like 20 quid for the three of them. It's only a 3-cylinder engine, so only 3 glow plugs, and I think they're like, I think I've seen a set of 3 on eBay for like 18 quid or something cheeky like that. The Bosch ones as well. So but yeah, I mean, so far everything on this car is so cheaply, it can be so cheaply done if you do it yourself. Obviously if you take it to the garage, they charge you a shitload more because they won't get parts off eBay and obviously the labour. But yeah, so gonna do that now and see how easy it is or how hard it's going to be. But I don't think it'd be too bad because my Volkswagen Caddy is the 1.9 PD engine, the TDI, and that's quite straightforward. So if it's anything like that, then we're laughing really, because it's easy as anything. If anything, this should be a bit easier because it's a smaller engine in the similar sort of engine, the bay, the engine size bay. So it should be a bit more easier because should have a bit more room to play with. Like in the Caddy, I had to drop the engine down because I couldn't get the socket on, like the crank pulley, for example, because the sachets in the way. But I think this one there's a lot more room to play with. So we're going to find out now. So as you can see, it's quite a lot of space there. So we're going to have to take the engine mount off, take this boost pipe off, obviously the engine cover, move this out of the way, move the fuel filter out of the way, take the engine tray off. You might not have to, but I think it'd be easier. Obviously take the wheel off so we can access it down there. I'm not sure if the crank pulley, yeah, I don't even think I'd have to drop the engine down because the crank pulley looks below the sachet, so, but I'll have to take the wheel off just to make it a bit easier. So first take this off. Yeah, so obviously take the cover off, but not yet. We're going to move all this out the way first and get on with it. So what we've done now is we've taken off the wheel arch, the inner wheel arch liner, which was held on by 12 Torx 25 screws, and I put some spray on there, shock release spray, because the last thing I want them is cracking off, snapping off, and that just be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, forget about the slight oil leak. I mean, I only bought this car for 200 quid, but it's nothing really that bad. It's only a slight leak. It looks worse than it is because obviously it drips there and it's all dried up there. So just dried up oil, which makes it look worse than it is. Otherwise we'll have a massive wet patch all on the drive. I mean, there's a slight patch there, but that's a stain, which looks wet. But yeah, next thing we're going to do is undo this boost pipe, mount there, undo the Juby clip, same at the top, then take this plastic hard pipe off. Now we got this out of the way and the fuel filter out of the way, what we did is pop off those fuel pipes. One must be the feed in and the return. Pop them off. Take out the Torx 25 screws, which were held in here, and then that just clips in there. So literally just pull it out, take the fuel pipes off and move that out of the way. Now you can see the boost pipe's gone. I undone it from the inlet manifold throttle body, but that just made it easier. Next thing we're going to do is take off the earth strap and support the engine, and then take off the engine mount. So I just took off the plastic casing, right, and whoever done this before hasn't done up the timing belt tensioner properly. I mean, if you look here, I mean, it could have come loose over time, but I doubt it. This little point here is supposed to be in line with this. You see that? Exactly the same tensioner as what's on my Caddy, on the 1.9 PD engine. That nipple there, that point, is supposed to be in line with this. That's when you know it's tight, and I know it goes up very tight, but that's not been tightened up properly. So whoever done that before, God knows when, they didn't do it properly. What I'm going to do now is take off the auxiliary belt, and that's the auxiliary belt tensioner. I don't know if you can see it. This one here. So slack that off, take the auxiliary belt off, then we take the crank pulley off, and then basically get everything we can do. And then last resort, the last thing to do is take off the engine mount, and should make it a bit easier then. So let's just go over what we've done so far. We've taken the wheel off, we've taken the inner arch line off, we've taken the boost pipe off, which was held on by a GB clip, a mount bolt there, one at the top here, and then the Jubilee clip for the throttle body, which is there, and then we've moved the fuel filter over there by taking off the fuel pipes here, where you just pinch over some pliers and they pop off easily. the reservoir, coolant reservoir. You just moved it over there. That's just held on by some Torx 25 screws. We moved the engine mount, which is held on. It's in two pieces. You got the top piece and the piece that goes along bolts to the block. The awkward ones were these two for the engine mount, and then we took off the covers, plastic casing, and now we just timed it up. So to top dead centre, just like any other car. There's actually a little groove here, a little indent in the pulley, in the crank gear, little indent there, which is line, top to the centre. Just mark it up to that little dot there. But I just Tipexed it as well, just so it makes it a bit more clearer so you can see. Also marked at the bottom of the teeth. Yep, and the same at the top. So I don't have any locking tools, but I just use a screwdriver. So there's a little slot in this cam gear at the back, so you just slot it in until it goes all the way through, and now it's locked, so the cam gear won't spin around. But even if it did by accident, it's still marked here. So there's an arrow, if you can see the arrow there, marked up there to the casing, in line with that, in line with the edge of that. There we go. So now we are just going to undo the tensioner, slacken the belt off, take the belt off, change the water pump, which is here, and then change a pulley. We've got another idler here to change, and another idler here to change, then new belt on, new water pump on, then it's putting it back all together. So it wasn't actually that hard. The hardest bit is remember where the bolts go. So as you can see, I've left the engine mount bolts in there, so we don't muddle up which ones they go. So obviously this nut is different than that, or this bolt's different from that bolt. That bolt's different from that. That's for the ground to go on. Which one, and all the crank pulley bolts are in there, and for this place cam timing belt cover, and we got the wheel arch line bolts there. That's about it really. Pretty straightforward. So we finished doing the timing belt, everything's back together. I bled the coolant system, that took the longest. Put new antifreeze in there, we've put new oil in there, we've done an oil change, new filter. It's just underneath this cover, just underneath there. Yeah, everything's back together. We just put a new fuel filter in. This is the next day. I finished it last night. Stopped filming putting everything back together. I didn't film putting everything back together because I just want to get on with it, and it was getting dark. But we just put a new fuel filter in. Very easy. You just move them out of the way, 3 clips, the whole thing comes up. There you got to push them forward, push clips in, and then they just pop off just like that. Very easy. And now it's ready to sell. I might do the glow plugs, but I don't think they really need to be done really. I mean, it starts off fine in the cold, so I think I'll just stick it up for sale. The last thing to do now, nearly forgot it, is the cabin filter, which is under the passenger side glove box, just under there. As you can see, I already took that off, and that is literally just held on by 2 Don't know if you can see on the camera, but it's two slidey clips, which is here. You slide them out the way, very easy, and then this will just pull out like that. As you see, that is very dirty. Get a new one. I'm fully feeling it's the wrong one. That definitely looks like the wrong one, doesn't it? The one I got is way too a bit bigger. See if it's still going there. Hopefully it will. You slide that in there. Just like that. Yeah, this is definitely the wrong one. No, silly me. It does fit. There we go. Then we just put this back on. Which way did it go? I think it was like that somehow. Which way was it? That way. No, not that way. Can't be that way. This way. Fucking thing. I hate plastic shit. There we go. Lock it in place. Oh fuck's sake, the other clips fell off. There we go. Now using one hand is a bit of a pain, but that's all back now. So now I think this car is ready to sell. Everything's been changed. We've changed everything. We've changed the timing belt, we've changed the water pump, we've changed all the little pulleys and that, which comes in the timing belt kit. We've changed the diesel filter, we've changed the oil filter, we've changed the oil, we've just put a new cabin filter in, we've changed the air filter, which I forgot to tell you, but yeah, I've done the air filter last night. So that is everything's done, it's ready to be sold. Stick it up for sale and see how much I can get for it, and with that money I'll buy someone else's co-part, I reckon. Get a crash damaged car and fix that up. Cheers for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and if it's the type of videos you like to watch, is fixing cars. And see you in the next video.